What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Wiley Show. I'm excited to be back on the air from a much needed rest. But we have a lot to get into. 35,000 subscribers celebration, talking to everybody, telling everybody thank you. Thank you to the text, thank you to the emails, thank you to the responses on all of our social media pages. We have 35,000 subscribers. By next week, we'll have 35,100 subscribers. So, and then we'll be like 900 subscribers away from 36,000. So, we appreciate the massive growth that we are experiencing this quarter. We have a great formula, great people behind us, and thank you because you encourage us to continue to do it. We had a lot of replays. We call it, flash from the past. So many great hits to introduce to the new subscribers of the type of content that we do, the type of vibes that we do. We do want to give a special shout out to the Cardi B fan base for their amazing growth coming over here, welcoming us. And I tell them, like I'm going to tell you, I don't have a team of who I love in this industry. One day I would like you, and one day I will criticize you. Next day I would like you. I am considered of being a flip flopper. I'm gonna let you know right then and there. I will flip on you if my spirit tell me to. If I feel like you on some F crap, I will flip on you. So this ain't a stand channel. One day I can be Team Nikki. Tomorrow I could be Team Cardi. Next day I could be Team Lotto. Next day I could be Team Doja Cat, who's whomever. Ice Spice, I could be a team, right? Her and her hair, they got a lot of ethnic hair, I would say, mostly poor urban hair. So I will be team whomever. I'm 33 years old. I have my own mind. There was a person in my DM on my Facebook page said he hoped. Let me read this to you guys really quickly. This is literally on my Facebook page, right? I remember a time we didn't get no traction, Paul, on our Wiley Show Facebook page. Now we're on a road to 7,000 followers over there. And we definitely got to talk about what this person said. Now, this person said this to me on Monday, 12:58. This is a bar. He said this: "You effing clown, A-word individual who lives in his own delusional world. I hope you get sued by these celebs for constantly coming on here and lying. Lying, big letters." And I said, "You should come on my show and let's have a conversation." Then he responded to me today, said, "For what? So you continue to lie and share your delusions with the world? You don't fact check anything. It's all going to come back smacking you in the face, doing something simply got clickbait and shock value. Don't be shocked when you serve, cease, and desist." Well, first and foremost, I hear that a lot from people. Again, I give my opinion. This is a opinion-based show. This is not a CNN, MSNBC type of production. Whatever on my mind, I give my opinion, period. And for all of you fact-based people, there is a fact because this particular person, lives an unhealthy eating habit lifestyle. And it's a fact that say eating unhealthy causes issues to the human body. Fact. But does that stop this person from going to Burger King and talking about how the Junior Whopper is still affordable? He posted that on his page. It is a fact that Burger King is not a good nurturing type of food, but you still take your big wide behind to Burger King and ordering you a Junior Whopper because it's about $3. So if we're really going to be talking about facts, if you're not following the facts is if you eat Whoppers, it causes issues according to nutritionists, scientists, and your primary care physician, that eating fast food is not healthy. That is a fact. But does it stop you from going eating fast food? No, you're still there eating those Junior Whoppers, a large fry, and all of that acid soda drink. So if you live by fact base and just follow facts, why are you not following the fact of not eating unhealthy? Why not eat eat healthy? So don't come here acting like you just so fact based when you're not living in your fact based type of life. You just fact based. So I just personally had to say that because people just love to criticize Brother Wiley. Even when I talked about Cardi, they love to criticize. But we're going to get into all of that in the broadcast. But please, this is not CNN, Kate. Pardon me. This is not MSNBC. This is the Wiley Show, period. Now, talking about something that is factual, we got to get into a little politics. Let's get into Eric Adams. He is the mayor of New York. This brother that you see have a vicious lawsuit. A woman, probably a white woman, probably could be black or white. They are suing this man, Eric Adams, for him supposed to help her with some things, and he pulled out his microphone and started to touch on himself and do all type of weird behavior. He Me Too this unknown victim that now stay in Florida, a Republican state. Now, the reason why I think that Eric Adams is under criticism, number one, and it's picking up more traction because he came against the system. When you come against a system that want illegals to come to Democrat-run cities, you can't speak against that plan and that plot by the Democratic Party. And when he started calling out the Democratic system, the president, and powerful entities in the Democratic Party that is going to benefit from having illegal people, contracts, owning and operating the shelters, owning and operating the food vendors, a lot of those companies will be Democrat. Now, Eric Adams spoke against the system, and he was really having the swagger, getting the backbone, etc. And I said, no, we got to take this black man down. What is the best way to take a black man down? Oh, let's give him an allegation. Now, the reason why I think that we should caution this is because we got to wait to all the facts. This woman waited until 1994 or 5. This was in the early 90s. This was in the 20th century. She's bringing a 20th century lawsuit into the 21st century. And the reason why I don't agree with this law that say that people that was SA or Me Too should bring allegations decades later, I believe that's foolishness. And the reason why it's foolishness because it's hard to prove unless you can get some DNA and some type of physical evidence, cameras, to back it up. I think that is uncharted waters, and I think it's crazy that someone can say, well, back in 1994, 1993, you assaulted me back in the early 90s. Well, baby, it's 2024. Get over it. Honestly, get over it. Because you cannot tell me that you sat on a SA in the early 90s when they was having a Freaknik. Just get over it. Get over it, because it's nowhere in the world that you gonna come with wrinkles, gray hair. Oh, back in 1993, the mayor, when he was a police officer, he touched me. Well, get over it, because it's too damn long ago. And it's hard to prove that because this is nothing but hearsay, sheet say. Where is the evidence? Again, the reason why I'm saying get over it is because if you're talking about filing a lawsuit, I think the legal threshold should not open the door for a law to say you can go back 30, 40, 50 years. Get over it. And the reason why I said get over it, because this is nothing but a money grab. He can't go to jail, etc. It's hard to prove this. And if it goes to court, I don't see him losing, right? And this is why the legal department there is going to represent him. Again, I am going to tell this particular person to get over it because it never happened. I'm going to tell this person to get over it because it's nothing but a money grab. And I believe it's powerful entities that's boosting this person up to come against a black mayor of New York. Do I believe that the mayor, Eric Adams, did this? Absolutely not. I believe that he is innocent. And many people would say, but Wally, why would you say get over it? Because this is my opinion. And if you disagree with me respectfully, you can call in. And if you don't, you can get your own show and you can stand up for people that can go back 80 years and with no proof. And just that means anybody can say that they were SA back in 1971 and it's 2024. How to prove it? Like, where is the evidence? I just don't understand. Where is the proof? Where is the tangible? Where is the physical evidence? Where is the DNA? Where is it? If none of these things exist, then I think this case should be thrown in the trash can. I believe it is a waste of time to the taxpayers, to our justice system of true SA victims that don't wait 50 years, that want justice immediately, right? Because these new group of SA so-called victims are waiting 5 decades later to say something. I believe they should just keep on waiting and just go away. Because if you were SA last week, then it should be a time limit. 30 days for you to report it. If you're not reporting within the 30 days, your case should not be heard. There is nowhere in the world, I'm going to say it again, that we're going back in 1993, the 20th century. The 20th century. The 20th century that we are allowing people to make these type of allegations. 20th century? I believe 30 days you should speak up while it's still fresh. Everything. You should not wait 30 years. Should not wait 30 years to say, hey, this happened and I want some justice. Well, damn, how can we prove this? I'm just saying, how can we really prove this? So I'm just giving my opinion. And if you disagree with it, I don't care because it's my opinion. I really don't care because I felt like if the mayor win this, and this is the point when allegations come out, because the media, oh, these are really, really serious. Let me read this. Let me sit and read in the media reading the complaint. But let's keep in mind, people, this happened in 1993, not in 2023. 1993. Get over it. Get over it. If you did not file a lawsuit back in 1993, stay in the shadows, keep your mouth shut, because I believe, again, this is a waste of time. And this brother, my brother, Eric Adams, is innocent until proven guilty in a civil court until he is liable. Because we see many cases come up and the case get dropped. The judge said it was fraudulent, etc. I just feel that it was crazy. So leave your opinions in the chat, and I would love to get you on the air, but we're going to move on to the next comment, to the next segment of this show. And we got a lot of stuff to get into, but let's also get into Don Lemon. So I watched the Don Lemon podcast, or the show he got on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. I'm a YouTube person, right? So he said, I'm going to interview Elon Musk because I have Elon got me on he got me on X, and I'm going to do X show. I'm going to distribute it on there. Well, he interviewed Elon Musk, and what happened? He dropped the Don Lemon show from the X platform. He said, we can no longer do business, because he said that I thought Don was going to be different than CNN. Elon was like, he wasn't different than CNN. I thought he was going to really, really, really go against like the media restraints and just really be himself, be different, be unfiltered, and unedited, and everything. So when it came out, when he interviewed him, Elon, outside, like Tesla, like the headquarters there, the interview started out slow, and he started to ask him about X. He started to ask him about, the platform, and about misinformation, and about freedom of speech, and Don was like, well, it's a lot of speech that is not great. It's strong dislike speech, and I don't like that. It's the strong dislike, and it can lead to criminal stuff. And Elon said, I allow free speech if it's legal free speech. Don was having a problem because he just assumed that he stands for all these groups that, say all type of things, right? He said, no, I'm just for legal free. Anything that's legal free speech, I'm here for it. Now, what Don don't understand is that you can't be like, I don't like this particular. If you don't like it, don't view it. And then he said, well, those type of tweets that's up, he said, you're just finding tweets, and most of them tweets don't even have reach, don't have no viewership. And I was glad that he brought the CEO of X, that he brought the platform, Elon. He was like, listen, this stuff don't have no views. And Don kept pushing back. Well, according to this statistic, according to this website, he said you can find anything to give your point of view. But again, I'm telling you that those tweets, those posts don't have views. Okay. Now, the thing with Don, what I don't understand is, baby, you could have stayed on CNN. The artwork is trash. When they the transitions was trash. I just felt like it was all the way. It was just trash, and I also feel like, Don, like, what did you try to get accomplished by interviewing your boss, or could have been your partner? What are you trying to get from this? I got it. You wanted viewership. You wanted people to tune into your platform. Elon is just the best of getting clicks and views. Mainstream media going to pick it up. So is conservative right media going to pick it up. And CNN interviewed you about it. So it was a win-win. But the interview itself was just stupid. You could have asked him so many better questions. I wish you could have just let your guards down. I wish you could have drunk some liquor. I want to see the drunk Don Lemon, the one that hosted New Year's Eve. I want to see that Don, this Don that with notes and trying to be such a journalist. I'm not with that. Like, I want you to be laid back. I don't want you to bring no cars. I want you to just be laid back and get your point. Be drunk, be gay, be lit, take an enema, take a little perk, and really just loosen up. Like, you were so uptight, baby. You put me to sleep. This supposed to be the internet, Don Lemon. This stuff you could have stayed at CNN, honey. You would put me to sleep. I said, when you gonna turn up? You could have got up and twerk, could have got up and walk, could have got up and do a little diddy bop or something. Like, it wasn't I just didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel unfiltered. I didn't feel like internet Don. I just felt like a ghetto, like low budget CNN Don. Like, you miss CNN, but your ego won't let you go back and beg the wife for your job back. So now you want to go on your own. You're not unfiltered. Like, I'm gonna send you a text. Well, I can't text you. I'm gonna send you an email. I want you to drink. Loosen up. Like, loosen. See, this is what you get when you be. It's different type of white people that you can sleep with because he got a white man. You get one of them corporate white men. I need a white man that's wild, that used to live in a trailer park. He got him some money. We just have big old trailer park trash love making. But then he could be corporate. That's the type of white people. I like the type of whites, because they right, that was poor from Alabama. They went to college, got them degree, got into corporate, but they still nasty behind the scene. I need that energy, that nasty energy, not that stuck up, uptight, cheeks is just tight, like got chains on it. I need you to be loose as a goose. I need that type of energy. I didn't get that type of energy from Elon. Like I didn't get it. You know, I did not get it. Didn't get it at all. Usually when I just didn't get it. So I felt like this interview could have been much better if alcohol was involved. It's like you tried to make Elon look bad, and Don, you came out looking bad. You came out looking like an old man that's out of touch with society. The society want more free speech. We are tired of the council culture. We are tired of, you're a victim of the council culture. You got canceled and fired on CNN. Then you got fired again with Elon Musk. So I thought anything that you would be different. You know what I mean? You got fired from on your off day. Before you start, do you know how bad you have to be before your first day of work? You get fired before your first day. Before you start, you get your termination papers. I just feel like this wasn't good for X. Like Tucker Carlson, he's good for X. Like he's interviewing Putin. He's trying to get an interview from the Chinese president. He's trying to. It's just different. It's not Fox News. It's just different. Like it's entertaining. It's really, really entertaining. I feel like Don could do much more. I just Don. I'd rather see that on CNN, so I could just turn the channel. I need you turned up. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. I didn't want to see that on X. I didn't want to see it because it would put me to sleep. But if you watch the interview, comment below in the chat and you tell me how the interview was, because I wasn't feeling that at all. I just wasn't. I'm going to move on because I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. I was not feeling that interview. Now, this documentary that I do want to talk about, you guys, called Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. This is about the Nickelodeon era in the 90s, and my producer put me onto this documentary, and I don't know anything about this documentary, anything about Nickelodeon. I didn't watch it. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the network. I didn't have cable at that particular time. So when they were out, I was like 5 years old, 4 or 5, when a lot of this stuff was in the early 90s, and it wasn't for me. It was pretty much for white teenagers, white kids primarily. And it just wasn't for me. But when Tasha put me onto this documentary, I just went in not knowing what it was. She called, she says, really good. I said, okay, Quiet on the Set. And so it's about Dan, the executive producer, Dan. And when I saw this young white man, because it was allegations about these shows that it was pedos on the set getting arrested and stuff, and I'm like, okay. And Dan, he wasn't good around women. He wanted women to do all crazy stuff. He had white women writers to share their salary together. Then one of the women, the fat one, she went to the network. She went to the union, and they said, no, it's illegal to split the salary. Then the fat writer got called by Fat Dan, and Dan was like, listen, if you're trying to destroy the company, I'm going to destroy you. You won't be able to work. And then he didn't, then it was the skinny writer. She was a white woman. She was right on the show, and then he was really being mean to her, and then she wanted to go on. She took a day off, or something happened, and they fired her. And then the fat one, a lot of the male writers was in the writing room, and he started making these jokes. Did you say you was a operator on the phone, making love on the phone, those type of operators? And she was like, "No, are you sure you didn't say that last time?" And the fat one, she left, and so I'm just watching. Then it gets to the kids that now they're adults on the set. They got the black guy on there. He felt racism. His mama didn't like it. His mama stood up for him, and his mama was raising hand because she felt like Dan had him playing like the drug dealer. Dan played like the token black guy being a rapper. Like they was talking about how Fear Factor, how they had the kid version. Like they were really talking about that network, and I didn't know how powerful and popular it was, but people were talking about it, and so they were giving their stories, and then it led into like this whole pedo ring that was on there. Producers, PAs, they were getting in with these children, and one of the girls, I believe her name was Brandy, a white girl. Her mother allowed her to email the PA, and the PA start emailing. It started innocently. Then he started sending pictures of himself to the child. It was very evil and demonic. And I'm just watching this documentary, and I'm like, ugh, like this is so sick. I was getting sick to my stomach. Then we get to this white guy called, his name is Drake Bell, and he was very popular on the network. Had his own show. And he talked about how he was SA'd when he was a teenager, and how his father saw this particular producer or acting coach, how close he was trying to be with his son, rubbing on his shoulders, and the father was like, you know, this is weird. Like, get away from my son, stay away from him. So the pedo got in Drake's ear to fire the father as the manager, because the father was the manager, and they made the mother the manager. And then the father talked to the mother and said, please, whatever you do, do not leave Drake with this guy. So Drake telling his story, and he said, my mom didn't want to drive me to auditions in LA. She didn't like to drive like that. So this particular pedo producer would drive me around. And then he said, well, I don't feel like driving you all the way to Orange County. It's an hour away. So how about you spend a night? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay, cool, whatever. So he spent a night. Then he started doing things to Drake. He started doing all type of SA, Me Too, R word, etc. It was so sad because clearly Drake is still traumatized by it, that he didn't want to go into details. And he told the producer, because the producers, their job is to get the tea. But you can't try to force it out of him or he'll leave. So he said, imagine the worst thing you can do to a person that is violated. Imagine that. That's what happened. Just the worst thing. That's what happened. They talk about he used objects, etc. Like, it was so sick. And my thing about the industry is it's really sick, because you be trusty with these people and you can't. And when I watched it, I was teary-eyed, because I'm like, these children, like Drake, went through pure hell, and his father saw that man coming a mile away, stood in the gap, And the mother took over as the manager because the mother, Drake's mother and father, they divorced. She took over as management, but the father saw it coming. But that enemy he said, I got to separate that father from the son. I want to violate his son, so let me separate the two. So he inserted himself into that dynamic and broke it up. It's just so demonic when I watch the documentary. I got more parts to watch, and I'm going to watch it and come back with some more information that I see. And I believe Dan, I don't want to say this, I believe that he knew a lot of these guys that was pedo. I believe he did a lot of pedo type of skits that now, if you look at it now, you like, oh my God, because it was one particular skit, Ariana Grande was talking to a potato, and then she put water all over her body as a little girl, as a teenager. And it was nothing like a whole entire pedo entertainment ring. And it was so demonic, it was right into people's faces. But because people want to be entertained, that enemy will put little parts of pedo behavior in the skit. And so, oh, that's nothing but entertainment. They even had one particular skit that they named the little girl a character of the private parts, the skin of a private part, whatever they named that a man part, crotch area, the skin, they named the little girl that character. That's how demonic it was. I just couldn't believe that they okayed this on Nickelodeon, like a children so-called network. And then I was like, they don't care. It's about the money. It's about the money. It's about the cash. It's about power. And we don't care what it is, as long as you're making us hitting the ratings. And the reason why I say it's not normal for me, because I'm not in that industry. I don't want to be in it. If that's what you call normal, that's sickness. And that's why you have to be careful trying to get involved into these industries, because you're going to see something. And that black, y'all named the guy named, the black actor that was a child, but his mama, she saw a lot. They had to get out of here. Listen, this black woman, she too much. She doing too much. We're going to have to fire him. That black woman saw them out of the way. She spoke up, and she cried because she said the day he got fired, that broke our relationship. Because I believe the son, he blamed his mom for getting him fired. But looking at it now, your mother prevented you of getting violated. Your mother stood in the gap of you getting violated, because they didn't want the parents involved. They when allegations were coming, when people were getting arrested, and they had lawyers, and the lawyers came in to speak to the children actors, right? And they said parents leave the room. Now the parents supposed to stay by law, but they leave. The lawyers talk about what this would happen. Blah, blah, blah. Any questions? Anybody got something to say? Because they were trying to get ahead of the story to try to see if anybody else was violated by these pedos that was on set. It's sick. But parents want because parents, not that they want their child, it's a money thing. When you break it down, you can possibly retire your parents. That's the moneymaker. So a lot of parents look the other way because it's the moneymaker. Even on this documentary, Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, a lot of the adults that were children that were didn't speak in this documentary because they're still in the industry. They're not going to destroy their bags because there's plenty Dans There's plenty of the other entity, the folk that were arrested. There's plenty of them in the industry, and they're still there. Dan is still powerful in the industry. He still got connects. And the reason how the power is connected, if you a person that know other pedos, you got stuff on them too. And it's just all, the system is just all sick. Now, Nickelodeon definitely came up and was literally on the platform. And Nickelodeon, they wrote a statement saying, we do protocol. We're watching stuff right now. We are doing this right now. We are triple checking right now. That's a bull. And the reason why I say bull, because it's still children in the industry. They're still getting violated in this industry today. Probably more now than they was back then. And it's so out in the open in a lot of these cases. That's why you have to be careful trying to get an industry. But to this little girl, I believe her name was Brandy, the mother said, because they talked about her little piece of her history. She said, my mother worked in Hollywood and she saw how evil it was and told me she didn't want me in the industry. She warned me about how evil Hollywood, and this was the old Hollywood back in the 60s, the 50s, back that old Hollywood. And she worked behind the scenes. She saw how evil it was. And for this woman, as an adult, have a child to get her daughter involved into this is crazy. I just don't know, as a parent, and I don't want to be too judgmental, I don't have children, but as a viewer, it's nowhere in the world that you allow your little girl to email an adult man what they got to talk about, even if it is about business. Why are we not, you talking to the parent, the adult? She can't make no decisions. Legally, I'm her voice. So I just don't understand about the parents here, how vulnerable and stupid that's just like me talking to Tasha's daughter. Oh yeah, Tasha's daughter, I need to talk. We emailing each other. She's 6, 7, 8 years. We emailing and texting. If that ain't weird, that's weird. I shouldn't be texting Tasha 6, 7-year-old daughter. And she telling me, you know, Wiley texted me today. That's weird. I'm not a father. I'm not her uncle. I'm not related. I'm a stranger. This 8 years old. I just don't understand as a parent how stupid you can be and foolish. So then we get back into Drake. Get back into Drake Bell. I said we got to get back into Drake. And the reason why his story touched like my emotions. And Joe Bell, his father. This is in part 3. This is very, very sad because he was on the second season of the Amanda Show. When it moved from Paramount Studios to Nickelodeon on Sunset, that's when he met Brian Peck. Despite how many people applauded Peck as a well-known coach who worked with the likes of famous stars, Brian Peck violated Drake multiple times. And a part of this documentary, not Drake's mother, but Drake's girlfriend mother, Brian wanted to invite Drake out, and Drake was tired of him. Like, listen, I got a girlfriend, leave me alone. He kept calling on the cell phone, kept calling. So the mother was like, This is weird. So she was like, come on, Drake, come in the kitchen. Let me talk to you. She closed the door. She said, what's going on with you and Brian Peck? What is I told him I couldn't. No, this ain't normal for a 40-some-year-old man to be calling my girlfriend boyfriend. That's what, 17 years? This is not normal. So she called his mama. And said, listen, I'm going to send him to my therapist because something is going on here. So this is the part when he did his show. He had a spinoff. And Brian Peck told Drake, I want to play your father on this series, on this show. He said no. And so he was so disturbed by that, he called his mom and he finally told his mother all of the things that was going on with Brian Peck, the thing that Brian Peck was doing to him, violating him. She called the cops, the detective come, etc. Now that was it, and I was in tears. I went to sleep, and I'm gonna finish the rest tonight because I was over. I was upset. I was angry at the mother. The father stood up. They accused this man of stealing. He didn't do none of that. He was standing up for his son, and he was made out to be the bad guy. I really felt for that father. I felt for the son. I felt like that really had to just break. And the way that man was crying, I couldn't watch no more. It was too much. The way that man, because he saw it coming, he tried to avoid it. He broke down. It hurt him. My heart go out to a father, to the son, that he seen that devil coming. And he tried to prevent it. And he got pushed out the door. It's a 4-part. So I gotta watch the 4-part. But I will say this. I can't tell parents what to do for their children. But if you have a child that want to get into the entertainment industry, I believe you should be there with them 24/7. You should be the manager. If they do have a manager, you control everything. Do right. Be there on set, off set. Don't leave them with no adults. Don't leave them with nobody. You be there 24/7. Do not be too trusty. I don't care if they get mad. I don't care if they upset. Hey, I got to be here. If you don't want me here, we both leaving. But the problem is, when you got greed, you get blind to it. When you want money, you will put your child up to be touched because mama got Gucci, mama got a BMW, mama got multiple properties that I'm using my child to fund my lifestyle, fund my sideline businesses. But the black mama wasn't having it. And then the parents got to go to work too. So you got that. It again, especially when you're dealing with Hollywood. Clearly, with this documentary, any parent that got children in the industry, let this be your wake-up call. They had black people represented. They had white people. They had all type of perspective in this documentary. And that Amanda person, it's sad because you set her up to go cuckoo. She was too young for all of that success. You have adults that can't handle that much pressure, but you giving it to a child? What do you expect? Of course she's going to be. Then this woman tried to get emancipated from her family. It was just all around demonic. Then the man in the jacuzzi with Amanda, Dan, in a jacuzzi with her, massaging her, or she massaging him. It was all weird. Then they had the black character. They had Brian Christopher. They had him submerged in peanut butter, and the dog's licking the peanut butter. Then they had him, they had Brian, the youngest rapper. He played a thing that swim in the body, not a baby, but had him dressed up like that, just underwear. It was just, I can't make this up. It was just all around demonic. It was just, he's still in therapy. He's still messed up in the head. It was just sick. But we need to see and hear from them, because this is a warning for people that want to get in that industry, to know what you're getting into. To know what you're getting into. I am praying for these child stars. I am praying for them. Thank you to Tasha, because Tasha put me on to this documentary. Thank you to my producer, Tasha. I watched it last night, and it just was very disturbing. I couldn't even really get it. Kind of like messed up my morning a little bit, because usually I get up about 5 in the morning. I got up at like about 5:30 in the morning. It just messed me up in the morning. It was just that greatly disturbing to see. I don't even know if I want to watch part 4 before I even go to sleep, because that's something that you want to watch at the beginning, then do something to get that out your spirit. If I do watch it, I gotta watch others to get that out of my. It disturbed my spirit watching it. It greatly disturbed it, because I'm like, this is sick. So I am urging people to, for those that do want to watch, watch with an open mind, watch with caution, and watch with, I would say, for anybody, it's a great conversation to have with your family, with your teenagers, about the pros and cons of the industry, and get their thoughts about what they think about being famous, about being, especially those that want to be in the industry, and some that are already got their foot in the industry. So let that be a conversation. And that's why you have to really train your children up to know how to navigate these things, because they were going against pros that came against them. And I'm definitely praying for Drake. I'm praying for the Bell family. I'm just praying for that entire cast of the Amanda show. Amanda herself, praying for her. This is all sad, you guys. And I will, and then Brian Peck being pen pal with the serial deleter, John Wayne Gacy. For him to even brag that I'm pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, that to me was sick. Somebody should say, "Oh, we out of here." The man was bragging. I got a portrait. I got letters. If that's the one. Do you know who John Wayne Gacy? That guy, John Wayne Gacy, he was actually deleting teenagers. He was taking them out. We move on. I can't talk about this documentary anymore. It was too much. It was too much. I couldn't believe it. You have to see it to believe this stuff. I couldn't believe it. I said, what? I said, you really were on. And I'm glad he sued Right. He didn't wait to 30 some, 40 some. He pressed charges. Then he didn't wait 50 years. Right. That's my point. And then what really got it going that Brian Peck, because they wanted Drake to get on the phone with him to confess, get a confession out of him. And this man confessed to Brian and they got him on tape. He didn't wait 50 years. Uh-oh, they gonna like that. He didn't wait 80 years. That he told us at a great time while it was fresh. And the police got involved and recorded him. Got him. And then the fat writer, the fat writer, she sued him for gender discrimination or hostile work environment. And she sued Dan. She had to sue Dan because Dan didn't like women. It was very hostile. He would say these jokes, and she sued, and she won a settlement. And it harmed her in the business because when you sue like that, don't nobody want to deal with you because this happened in so many networks. So you're an outsider and you difficult. So they was, because we all know that Dan, he's very excited around children like Larry Reed. And it's sick. But people will still throw their children at him, get parts, like they were doing with R. Kelly, because people want to be famous. It is what it is. It's sad. But I will watch the other part, though. I'm going to watch probably when I'm done, then I can watch something else to get it out of my spirit. All right. I want to talk about Tasha K, because Tasha K was on Comedy Hype. She did an interview. She was dragging Shannon Sharp. She was dragging Kevin Hart. Said he got a small ping. She called Shannon, the host of Club Shay Shay, called him gay. Said that what man take their stylist and travel around the country, and then the stylist will take pictures of his area. Then the stylist tried to expose a football player. Then Shannon Sharp fired the stylist. And what straight man get upset about being gay? If you 50-something, be confident. You ain't, they say I'm a lesbian, don't bother me because I'm with a man and blah, blah, blah. And she was doing a documentary. Then she got offended because Comedy Hype said she was Wendy Williams. Then Comedy Hype, he said that they labeled him gay. He said, why would they do that? Then he said, I hope my girl don't know. Then Tasha K brought that up. But did you say you was insecure about it? He was explaining. I just can't wait till we just over there. Who cares whether you gay, bi, tri? Long as you ain't dealing with no kids like Dan, allegedly, or Brian Peck, do you. Be you. To me, the problem that comes with it, the reason why men don't want to be labeled gay, especially black men, because the black community, we still stuck in the 20th century with the idea about LGBT stuff. That's what, as a collective, the black community, that's why Tyler Perry allegedly won't come out. That's why, you know what I'm saying, they keep it on the down low, because the black community, we are still behind, decades behind. We're not as open, as accepting with LGBT people. As a collective, I know as a collective, we put, just as a society, majority of the black community is just not with that now. They're just not. It's going to be, they're just not. Just not. I don't think you would ever change it. I don't think so. But I will say that Tasha can have every right to give her opinion. Now, she said, it is my job to give the tea. It is my job to drop the tea. It's my job to roast again. Something that she said was so profound. She said, when they invite me to come to the private parties or the private suites, I turn it down. I send my team backstage. Because she said Nicki Minaj wanted to invite her to a Super Bowl suite. And she said no. And the reason why Tasha K turned it down, because she said, I know I'm going to be dragging you. or talking about you. So I can't have this look like I'm hanging out with you. I remember she got invited for some stuff backstage, and she sent Chelsea. She was like, "No, I'm not going, because if I go and drag you, then it could be like, we went out together. You ain't had no money. I got you in my shows. You do me like this. Da 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 da." She said, "I'm not even gonna give you that power. I'm not gonna go. Period." And she just built her own brand. She said, "Listen, I'm not gonna give my IP away. I'm not gonna give my name away. I work for this. I do this." And she's doing it the independent route where you have complete freedom. And so that's what I love. I just don't feel like we need people to be controlled. Tasha K does a great job by herself. And one thing I can feel like, one thing I love the fact that she said, "Oh, to Comedy Hype," he said, "Well, you're like Wendy." She said, "No, I'm not like Wendy. Wendy's great. I love Wendy Williams. She is the best, but I'm not Wendy Williams." "Oh, I'm not Wendy Williams." I'm like, "No, I'm not." But he said, "Well, you give that spirit of Wendy, because something that we miss in the industry." And I'm like, "Okay, that was a great wording. Yeah, that's what Tasha give. Like, I don't give a care. I'm gonna tell her like it is. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be amazing. It is what it is. It is what it is." So I agree. I hear her point. She have shows that she produced, etc. Tasha K resume is off the chain. But one thing I can say again about Tasha K, and I love this about this sister. This sister gonna always tell it like it is. And whether you agree or not, she live in her truth. She built a brand. Like I said, she have shows that she's producing. She have a network of an app of network of shows over there. She have other type of content that she produce or company produces. So I just think it's iconic. Do I agree with everything she does? No. Do some of the things that she does is, I feel like, is just for the clicks and views? Absolutely. But it's good business, because it's about bringing in the dollars. And I don't agree with everything, but I do agree with her business aspect. As a businesswoman, she's the best. There is nobody like Tasha K business wise that I've personally came in contact with in this particular space. I love it too. And we're not gonna stop her from being who she is. I can't stop her. I encourage her. Just like I say what I say, but I know I will have to be independent, because I don't work well with other people. Well, I do work well with other people, but can they handle my energy? Absolutely not. Like, she can sit there and cuss and drag on Comedy Hype. Would she allow me to do it on her platform? Absolutely not. She ain't gonna allow me to be me. So I best to have build my own tape. I can't work with restraints and all that type of stuff. I ain't even like that when I was in a mental hospital, so I can't do a restraint over there, or her channel. That ain't gonna work. I got to be able to be me. If I feel like a host is boring, I got to challenge them and say, "Hey, you put me to sleep, bro." But let me say this. It is what it is, because she did a panel today. It was just dry and boring. Not her, because she went on there. She had Bonnie Blue and two snooze fests. I'm like, you might as well just cancel this show. That episode, I thought that week before was like bad with the two men and the woman and these unknown people. But today, I saw that today. Baby, get them people they walking papers. Ain't nowhere in the world y'all should have had the audacity to get up to go on that channel with that snooze fest. Bondi just did all the talking. Them two men didn't know what they was talking about. Them two beta weak men send me their email. I got to get in them and rebuke them. I got to call them out. I need a public apology, because they was a snooze fest. One looked like he was smoked back in the 1970s. It looked like he just came from a different generation, came from 1970. And they just put him in 2024. It looked like he was in a coma in the 70s, and they just brought him to 2024. He didn't know what he was talking about. And the other one, he didn't know nothing we talk about. Only thing that Bonnie Blue, she did all the talking. Baby, she could have did the show Ride His New Tea with Bonnie Blue by herself. We didn't see them two snooze fests, them two beta man weak. They were weak, boring and dry. I said, can they please get him a booty bump or something? Baby, drink some coffee. Go eat a 4 for 4. Baby, drink some cold water with sliced lemon. I mean, drink some sour lemon. Something to wake you up. Tasha, y'all paying these people to do that? Excuse me? I just want to, just Tasha, if you're out there watching, the producers, Jasmine, you know I loved you, Jasmine. I loved you, sis. Ain't nowhere in the world y'all should have put that together. If y'all, the first 2 minutes, I couldn't even get into 2 minutes, 30 seconds, dryness. I had to turn it off and go watch my replay and make myself laugh, and I'm watching me. I just couldn't do it. I said, Tasha, not you wasting my time with that foolishness. It was boring. You need to take creative control with the men. It look like you do good with the women. Couture Bay, Bonnie Blue, like you do good with the women. But the men, it look like you just find them off the street. Hey, y'all, this is Tasha K. My name Jasmine. I'm a producer for Tasha K. And we got this new show, and we just need 2 dusty men. Just come on, hit the link. You got a StreamYard from, look like she picked them up from the homeless shelter, hooked them up with some good Obama Wi-Fi, and said, come on there and let's do the show. It looked like they had a 2-hour free pass to go to a public library. And they had to sit there just to say they got 2 men and 1 woman in the middle. Boring. This supposed to be a threesome. Everybody in the threesome got to have the chemistry. One there, okay, one take a lip and a kiss. He got, then another one, you get a lash with this one, then in this one, and then everybody play around and they go back and forward. That's a good threesome on a panel. Panels is like threesomes. The chemistry is the chemistry. If I just got to do it myself, I would just do it. I just do a solo dolo. I'll pull out my own microphone. I don't need 3 mics and a yoni. I can just pull out my own microphone and just to have fun by myself. Ain't nowhere in the world. It's 2 extra bodies. You got to pull that. If I'm just doing it by myself, you go back to the shelter. Go on back to the shelter and go get some rice in that dry chicken wing. Because I just wasn't with the panel. I got to bring it. Now, I got to be me. I got to be me. And this is I got to be me. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to have a man and a woman on a panel and I'm not going to bring nothing to the table. I didn't agree. I felt like it's like she do good with the moderator with the women. But then with the man, it felt like, come on. Any man with no they ain't got no personality. I was waiting on the personality. It didn't come yet. Where'd the personality for the man? I just don't see it. I just don't see it, Tasha. But that's your show. That's your baby. That's your team. I felt like y'all have failed with the man. I don't know if this is a friendly male network over there with Kibi. Typically, I hope your husband not booking no man because they're very soft-spoken. Beta, like your husband. This is why I can't be on the panel. Because I can't take on that spirit like Shaq. Mr. Kibi. I'm Mr. Wiley. I'm not so soft-spoken. I'm wild. Loud. In your face. I can't be sleepy in the noon time. It's noon. It's 11, 12 o'clock. You should be lit. I don't understand that. You sleeping at 12. Now, Tasha, if you don't want to book me for on-camera personality, that's fine. I take it. Put me in the back. Let me be a producer with Jasmine. Put me in there with them two men that was eating crab legs. Let me come to the Hot Topics meeting as a producer. Let me produce one episode of your show. I can guarantee it's going to be the highest rated episode ever. Put me down as a producer. Just put me down as a producer. That's all I need. Put me down as a producer. Do you hear me, Tasha? Wine is the new tea. Just put me down as an EP. Let me do creative control. Put me down as a head writer and producer for one episode. I just need one. And I can guarantee you my one will be iconic. It will be iconic. But those two men, baby, they put me to sleep. It was too early for me yarning. I'm at work. I need something good to watch with my earbud. These people was putting me to sleep. You know when you watch people, you know in the break room, you watching in the restroom, people be working, you at your working station, you want to be laughing, kicking, lit, not going to sleep. I just go ahead on and watch all my children reruns if I want to go to sleep. But come on. This is the Tasha K brand. Wine is the new tea, meaning that where's the wine? When you drink wine, baby, that's juice, power juice. Where's it at? Where's the man, did you see that? Only thing when I talk to people on the street that watched today's episode, they said they got some good sleep. That's the only thing they said. They said, yeah, while I got me some good sleep, I watched that episode, I went to sleep. I don't know what went on. I went to sleep. Caught up on some good rest. Couldn't really sleep. I had to take me a melatonin. Didn't even take no melatonin. I went and watched me a good old 500 milligrams of the wine is a new tea, and I went to bed. One of the guys talked to, he worked for Amazon. He went on his lunch break, went home. He said, listen, I'm going to go watch Wine and New Tea, warming up some lunch. He had to be back delivering packages. And he was watching the Wine and New Tea, went to sleep, lost his job. Amazon people came and got their truck. He went to sleep. He didn't wake up until about an hour of this broadcast. He supposed to be returning all them packages. He went to break about 11, 12 when the episode came on and literally watched the episode and went to sleep. Didn't wake up until an hour ago, and they came and repossessed. They came and got their truck. That's boring. And he never, ever went to sleep when Wiley was on there. He stayed up. You don't know if I'm going to get up and twerk or shout or speak an unknown tongue. You don't know what I'm going to talk about, but it's going to be entertaining. Just like Tasha K, you don't know if she's going to be Mary J. Blige, a biker chick, or Fantasia Burrito. You don't know what you're going to get from Tasha. Then this episode, she was the female version of Cat Williams, cussing, trying to go viral, because she drinking that comedic juice, that Bernie Mac Coca-Cola. She drinking that Wanda Site Sprite. She drinking that Whoopi Goldberg one woman show Dirty Martini. That's what she was doing on Comedy Hype. Loud, ghetto, cussing. And throwing out allegations. Anybody mention? She was dragging. That's Tasha. Ignorant. But then she don't want to work with Wiley because Wiley is ignorant. Girl, have several seats. Anytime you got finger wear curves in your head, you should want to work with Wiley, uneven with good old African naps. You should want to work with Brother Wiley. You got you some finger waves, blue hair. I got lint, uneven lining. You might as well work with people. You ain't mainstream, neither is Brother Wiley. But we here. We from the South. My family from Georgia. Yours from Florida. I'm from the poor streets of, well, my family from the dirt streets of Georgia. I'm from the poor streets of Chicago. But I'm wild. Entertaining. And this leather jacket reminded me back in the day when I had on the leather jacket. I went to a party on 60-something and Normal. It was really hot, but that leather jacket that I got from my friend, Jeremy Apple, and I said, brother, can I wear this particular jacket at the house party on Normal? It was right across the street, I believe, from Harper High School or Robeson High School. I think it was Robeson High School. And put on the jacket, and I met this butch queen with heavy makeup. And she said her name at the time was Halle Berry Kardashian or something like Halle Kardashian. They had the Kardashian family in the gay casing. And she said, oh, girl, that jacket is making me hot. She almost made me cry. How is making you hot? And you already got on that heavy makeup and your lining is melted. All that permanent mark. I never seen permanent marker, the residue of that stuff. Because back in the day, before they had all that black spray, the gays would go to the store, CVS, Family Dollars. They would get a stack of permanent markers. And they would put the permanent marker on their lining. That was before the black spray. You bougie now. Now you get the little black spray. They could put a little paper on your little lining and they just spray it down. You couldn't do that back in the day. You went, got you about 5 permanent markers for $3. Cursor yo, draw it in, and you go to the club. You couldn't tell you nothing. That was back in the day. But now you got that Mandingo black spray. You can just spray it on there. They got fake hair particle spray. All type of stuff. Man, let it be a rainstorm. They hair gone, they lining gone, and so is they eyebrows. I remember it was this guy said, ooh, his lining is so crisp. A good lining. You look good, I thought. We getting it in now. It's hot. You know, when you get in the bedroom, that body heat. And next thing you know, I said, what's all that black stuff on my chest and stomach? What's all that black stuff on my cheeks? Not on my cheeks, on my sheets. What's all that black stuff on my sheets? And that black stuff was his hair, the makeup, the sprays. It destroyed my sheets, my chest, stomach, sausage. Pillow just black. I had to throw it in the garbage. I don't understand that. So the next time he came, I put newspaper and plastic on my bed. I think I screwed him in this chair, Paul. Didn't I screw him in this? I believe I did. That's why this chair, the screws came out of this chair. It was in this chair, Paul, right? It was in this chair. What would you say? Oh, it was in this chair. Yeah. Because this chair is already black. So, yeah, we did it in this chair. That's why the screws. Where's the other screw at? Okay, yeah, that's why the screws came out. Okay. Yeah, because that screw came out of this chair. Okay. It did. You are so right about that. So I gotta wait until you screw it back in. Okay. But oh yeah, you did screw it in the last time, and then it unscrewed because we did some more activities in this chair. You sure right. Thank you, Paul. You did remind me about that. But nevertheless, I've been on the fast though. That's why the other screw is still in. That screw ain't out because I'm on my manifestation. That's why it didn't come out. I've been on my manifestation. I've been on my 90, 120, and now it's 180 days of no man. With no man. That's why I've been on assignment. You see? Look at that. I've been on assignment ever since I took a break from men. See, I got to say it. I took a fast from the community activities. I took a rainbow activity fast. I had to take that fast to stay focused. I was getting stagnated because I was taking a fast. I was stagnated because I was taking a fast, all right, running fast into that, inserting myself in that, living a fast life. So I had to take a fast in order to think clearly for my manifestation to come to pass. See? So that's why I've been stagnated. If you know what I'm saying, say it ain't so. So I took a break. I said I'm not going to do no more breadbasket temporarily. I'm going to take a break. That's what I've been doing. Do you understand? So I don't know how many days. I know it's been some months. Hey, it's been months. Because back in the day, if I was getting it in, I wouldn't have did this. I would have been doing multiple things over and over and over again. But because I took a break, I started to think clearly. Now, okay? Anybody want to call in? Because we done. I ain't going to be here all day. Because I've been giving y'all shows after show after show after show. All right? Tasha K, I love you. But one thing I love about Tasha, that she know I'm going to keep it real. Now, I know she said, because, you know, people say, oh, he said my child is a child soldier. It was a joke. If she is a true comedian, she know I'm a true comedian. So don't you get mad at Brother Wiley because I said the baby out there with a good old African, what do they call that? Dress blue, fighting on the behalf of the Mali people. Did you say your child was a warrior? He just so happened to be fighting on the behalf of the warriors. All right. The number is 972-674 in the Congo. 972-674-9462 is the number, okay? Anybody want to call in? All right. 972. I want to make sure the phone numbers work. Okay, somebody did call in. Okay. All right. Y'all have to call in again so they connect. Because like sometimes it taking a while. Okay, now to connect. And the grandpa on the show called into my show on Monday. I see him right there. He called in at 7:13 a.m. to cuss me out. He couldn't cuss me out because hey, proud of me. Now it's working. Hey, proud of me. How you?
Maybe you need to get your raggedy phone line together.
Well, it's free. So anything is free. Like the government, it's gonna work. It work. Okay.
I'm weak. No, Wiley, why were you playing on these people's internet earlier with this Eric Adams situation?
You say I was playing.
Yes, you were playing.
I don't believe I was playing. I was being
You had to have been. You had to have been playing. Talking about that lady waited all this time. So what? The climate,
1993.
exactly. She was probably scared to report it in 1993, so she waited until 2023.
Really?
Really? She filed a summons, I believe, back in November of last year. Yeah. So what? You feel like because she's reporting it now, it didn't happen?
Well, I'm not going to say that. What I'm saying is,
Kind of.
it's hard to prove something happened in 1993.
Police officers do it all the time. Have you ever heard of cold cases
I
being
understand.
solved?
Well, I understand that. That's a different aspect of it because of everything, the technology that we have. This will be quite difficult because she said she was not. He didn't. How can I say this? Insert his microphone on inside her stand.
It
She
doesn't matter.
she said
He shouldn't have
that,
done that. That was very
but
inappropriate.
that if he did do it though, because
And that's considered SA.
but that if he that I don't believe he I don't know I don't believe I know he didn't do it. This didn't make sense.
Why don't you believe that he didn't do it?
Because she didn't say nothing. This man from 93, 94.
Do you know who
95,
Eric Adams? Do you know what his job profession was before
he
he became mayor?
he was a police officer. He worked at
Exactly.
Brooklyn.
So if you don't believe her now, all these years later, who do you think she thought was going to believe her against a police officer back in 1993?
I don't. Well, again,
Let's think about it.
We can think about it, but my thing is, at least we can say, well, she did file something in 1993. What I need to see is something tangible, other than
From my understanding, she was an aide for the police department.
Okay.
Wiley, in 1993,
do you think she's a white woman?
This child.
Do you think she's a white woman?
Patriarchy. I tell you, I feel like you're saying this as a man, like you really have no idea what it is like to be a woman, and you don't understand the fear that women have just on a daily basis.
Well, keep fearing it because
we can't really go anywhere at night because y'all crazy men might attack us.
But
like,
it's
what do you
crazy.
think this lady thought these people were going to do to her in 1993?
But
right, in 1993.
In the 20th century. Do you mean to tell me that we're going to go back and believe that she just, whatever. 1993, in the 20th century, in the 21st century. I don't believe it at all. And I feel like this is a waste of time. And I feel like they just want Eric Adams to resign. They want him to resign in disgrace, and all of this is crazy.
Wiley, this is the culture of men. This is the sick type of stuff that y'all do on a daily basis. This is
Brian
what
Banks
y'all do.
was falsely accused
y'all's
of
microphones
this culture.
playing with them like somebody want to see them, taking pictures of us, sending it to people unsolicited. This is the type of stuff that y'all do. So I don't really understand why you're surprised. Why are you surprised?
They didn't have that. They didn't have that in 1993.
Okay, but this is the type of stuff that y'all still do today. You still pull out your microphone unsolicited.
I don't believe he did that at all. I don't believe
this is the type of stuff that y'all do.
I don't believe he did that at all. Now, what if it's? My thing is, because this is crazy that we are talking about decades, like going almost back 3 decades, like almost 3 decades.
So how long did Cassie wait? It was about 10 years or so, right?
But it wasn't 3 decades. Not 3 decades. 3 decades. You're talking about going back in the 20th century. The 20th century. I don't believe it at all. And this is crazy to me that they are trying to take down this very powerful entity in New York.
Child, that man is on his way out of New York. What do you?
But it only depends on if the voters vote him out. It depends.
He couldn't even keep the migrant crisis under control.
It depends.
What powerful entity?
It depends if the voters vote him out. Now, I will say to Eric Adams, fight it. If you didn't do this, which I do believe you didn't do it, fight it. Because this will send a sign to women that falsify information for clout. And I believe it should be a law. And Brian Banks wrote this in his book. That if you lie and falsely accuse a man and they did not do it, that they should serve decades in prison.
Do you notice how every time you talk about essay allegations and like false accusations against men, you bring up only one person,
I bring
Brian
him
Banks?
up because
That's how rare it is. Y'all really be out
I
here
bring
doing
him
this
up,
stuff,
and I bring him up.
bringing up one
I
person.
bring him up because this
Brian
there
Banks
was a
wrote in his
movie.
book.
It was a movie made about him because typically people would say, "Oh, people don't lie." I mean, look at black people that have been falsely accused by white women for decades, and they're no longer with us because of the false accusations. I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. There was a whole white town that went into a riot because a white woman sat there and she had an affair and rumor, and then she said a black man did it to her, and it was a whole riot, a race riot that happened in that little town. So again, let's not act like there have not been cases of women falsely accusing men of SA or R word, etc. I personally,
But most of the stuff y'all are accused of, y'all really did
I
it.
believe this is a false accusation against Eric
I
Musk,
believe it's
and I
true.
believe that this woman should be public. I believe her name should be public. I believe we should be able to see her.
I mean, it wouldn't really be that hard to go back. I mean, we know what her
Demographic.
job occupation
I
was in
want to. I
1993.
want to see who this person is and why does she's in.
You just care if she's white or not, and if she does turn out to be a white lady or a non-black lady, then you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I believe her. I really,
I
what?
don't.
I really
No, I
believe
don't
her."
necessarily. I have to really see her do an interview, and I really think she needs to take a lie detector, even though that's not going to be in court. But I need to see more of this. Again, I want to see the case. Hopefully, it goes to trial, which I highly doubt. This case will just probably be thrown out, but we shall see because, like,
I think this is a civil
it
suit.
is a civil suit. So I believe that it may go to trial and may get settled. I don't think he should settle because if you know anything about settlement, they're gonna automatically say you did it, even if you did do it. So I would
I
say
mean, who about to pay for something they didn't do? Not
that
me.
not be, I think he should fight it all the way. And
Has he released a statement?
yeah, the city have released a statement on his behalf
Mm.
because they're
Mm.
gonna represent him because he's the mayor. So again,
That's
he,
hard, I guess.
of course,
Did he release a statement on his friend and mentee?
absolutely not. My Whitehead, no,
Oh my God. Tasha asked me, what did I think about the Nickelodeon doc? I mean, Tasha, to be completely honest with you, me and Wiley have talked about this. I am not surprised because I've shared some of the stuff I've seen with my own two eyes working in this industry. I've shared with Wiley. Like, it is really crazy out here.
it is really crazy, and especially for children, they're automatically vulnerable because they are children, and the power dynamic of an adult, and you use that and abuse that power is crazy. And this documentary, it's been more, and it's more people that can tell you stories that is afraid because some of them work in the
Fact.
industry. They are executives, they are writers, they are, directors. They're still working in Hollywood. Most of these people that were talking in the document, they ain't working.
And I want y'all to understand something. Like, despite how things may look to the public, the actors are the most disposable people on set.
That's true.
Like, factual.
That is true. They could replace you because there's so many people that they can replace you with. So many people. And they know that that's the power dynamic of this. Even Disney had their allegations. The Disney, network.
I don't even know if that has been like thoroughly explored
Have
yet.
not, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
Disney is more powerful. They pay off a lot of people because it's been nobody ever talk about the secret payouts of victims.
exactly. I mean, because they're secret.
That's
Tasha asked, are they still abusing child labor laws? Tasha, when I tell you they absolutely cannot get away with that now, today, I mean, it is, I believe children can only work 8 hours. So if you work on any type of, I did a movie, can't tell you for what network, but I did a movie, and most of the cast were children. When I tell y'all we had 8-hour work days, like 8 hour on the dot, and then we out of there, like they cannot, not today, not today,
And then
not in
also
today's
too in
climate.
Arizona and Arkansas, they trying to change the law in Arkansas to allow children to serve alcohol, to allow
What?
children to work in fast food, just throw away the time restraints. They're trying in most of these red states. They're trying to throw away the child labor laws, um, because they say it's not enough adults that are working, and they know a child is not going to try to be in a union. They would take this little pay because it's a lot to them. Because most of them have parents, so a lot of states are challenging those child labor laws, trying to rewrite the laws. Even though I feel like it's going to be dead on arrival at the Supreme Court, but still, the thought process of President Trump, former press secretary, is it Sarah Huckabee? She's trying to, in her state, trying to allow children to just work all type of jobs.
Wow.
It's
At what age though?
as a child, like no child. If the law said you have to be 21 to drink, you shouldn't be
Right.
serving alcohol, right? That's huge
Right.
temptation to taste the product. And if you allow a child to do it, children, no other children, they're gonna all cut. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess like you never seen. It's gonna be crazy. Why did they change the law of to buy cigarettes to 21, or is I'm tripping? Did they change that or vaping? Like you got to be 21 to buy.
I feel like maybe.
I got to see because I thought they changed the law of the smoking. But if I know for a fact drinking is 21.
I think I heard they were trying to take
Okay,
the
they say
legal
yeah.
age of alcohol up to 25, which I think would be a great idea.
Okay, someone said yes. I said I don't see why not. They said yes, they did change the smoking to 21. So with that being said, why would you allow children that's under 21 to serve what you put in the law for them not to take in, that they can't consume and purchase?
Right.
Serve it. That doesn't make any logical sense. But this is what these politicians want to do, is because they're tired of these adults trying to be in a union, talking about more money. So why not do with the children? Until we, which I feel like is sick. And because it is a reason why we have child labor laws. Because back in the day, these children were working in these faculties, they was getting hurt, they was getting deleted, the injuries was just out of control. And so they have groups and organizations that fought to change the law. Because at one point, children were doing little of everything. And so that's why we have those laws to protect them to not go into those hazard type of professions. Because anytime you throw away those laws, these corporate giants will take advantage of that.
Right.
They're going to
That's
take
that.
advantage of that law. And a lot of these children will not make it. A lot of
They
adults
barely want to give people breaks.
Yeah, that's true.
If your employer could go without giving you a break, they could work you all day. They
Yeah,
would.
it's crazy, and that's not right. It's not right because even in Texas, like speaking about like law, and in Texas, it was this guy that worked for the post office. He it was a heat wave. He was close to retirement. I know he was in his 60s. He passed away in the front yard delivering mail, and the guy, one of the person he delivered, they tried to do CPR. He just died in heat because Texas do not do mandatory breaks, like mandatory,
Wow.
like water breaks. It's not in the law, like mandatory breaks and stuff. So this guy worked it to, I believe he was in his 60s, a black postal worker died. And because Texas, I don't think people understand this particular state and the politicians, how they feel about businesses, how business friendly. That sounds good. Oh my God, as a business owner. But if you're an employee, you can easily get exploited. And even with the post office, if being federal, a lot of our labor laws are so outdated. They were, I believe it was OSHA. They were saying we don't have anything concerning weather. Like, how can we, you know what I'm saying, regulate? They need to add that on there. If it's like 90 something plus,
That
mandatory water breaks, AC in vehicles, free ice water, especially if you're a federal worker working outside. But OSHA is outdated because, again, they didn't have to think about these huge heat waves that wasn't on the top of to-do list. But due to the environment, I believe OSHA, they got to update their regulations. Like, you cannot work a person outside, you know. And then I was like, in Texas, which was a great idea, they suspended mail service. Everything was suspended because of the weather, because it was an ice storm. Why we don't have that mind frame when it's a heat wave? Every
greed.
It's greed, and that's why I said, all, like, if it's a heat wave, I propose this, and I sent some messages to Congress. I said, like, if it's like a heat wave in Texas and it's just like 100, blah blah blah, like what we had, they should automatically suspend mail service, and everybody have to go pick their mail up. They have to go pick it up at the mail office with AC and everything, and all of that. Just get more workers to do shifts, and don't have the mail service open from 9 to 5. Have it 24 hours. Why are we dealing with this heat wave? And allow people to come pick up their mail and
Something.
come pick their mail up, so these workers don't have to be outside in this hazardous heat. And then for those that are disabled and elderly that can't come, there is special exemptions where a postal worker can come with AC vehicles, a special made vehicle, where they don't have to be out in those vans like an oven. It should be that. But our government, and they can think like that, but you must have people in the room to demand that, as well as people on the outside to work with the people on the inside, because that can happen. It's just, the problem is we don't have enough people in there that talk this talk. They outnumbered. Because a lot of black folks want to stay at home. And a lot of people, white folks, want to stay at home. But if you really come out, you can change some things in society. But I cried when I saw that. I'm like, wow, this man ain't going to enjoy his retirement. He's not going to enjoy nothing. He's gone. He worked
Right.
at the post office, probably got a good pension. He won't enjoy it. It's just sad. I'm really, really aching for the public, our politicians, because my heart ache of the mismanagement, the foolishness that they be thinking. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, what?
It is crazy just the way that,
What?
and then anytime there's like a disaster and there's hundreds of millions of dollars involved, child, most of that money is not going to the people who need it. It's going in those people's pockets.
Oh, absolutely. Of course. When you really follow the money, you'll see. You will see.
If the government actually audited these government agencies that they've given all these millions of dollars to, a lot of these politicians would be in jail.
Absolutely.
Especially that COVID money. Oh,
Absolutely.
Lord.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this quiet on the set, I'm not shocked. Child labor laws will continue to, but not like it was back in the day. It's more
Yeah.
protections. You have more people to make sure to watch that on the set, because they will be fined. That's a good way for the government to make money. So these studios have woken up to that. They can't do that no more, because they will be reported, and the people as they're watching. And you will get a nasty fine, and it will shut you down if you keep having those multiple violations. You can't do that. So, but back in the day, it was the Wild Wild West. It was the Wild Wild West.
It's still the Wild Wild West. It's just kind of a little more undercover
More,
now.
more contains, not as wild as it was back in the day. It's just it's. I want everybody to go see the documentary. It's on HBO. I mean, what they call it, Max now, on Max or the ID channel. I don't know why did they
Wiley.
why did they drop the HBO Max? They just call it Max. Just
I'm weak.
these
I
corporate.
think because HBO is, are they partnering with, yeah, I think they partnered with some other people, Discovery and them.
I just don't
And so
understand.
instead
I
of
like the
HBO Max,
HBO.
they
I
just
like the
called it Max.
HBO Max. But these companies,
Well, it's just Max now.
it's just Max. I'm like, okay. Okay. Because I remember back in the
I'm
day,
weak.
baby, you really had to have some money to get HBO on your cable.
Bro, you have to have bread to have HBO. Oh my God, I felt so rich. Because both my mom and my stepdad, they both had bread. So we had HBO.
You really had like HBO Star, like you really had, and then the cable companies, they were like, well, you could get HBO free for like 3 months. That's how they reel you in. But now it's so many apps, child. It's even worse than cable now because when you calculate the cost, that's why I had to cut costs. If I don't have a free password to get to this stuff, I won't watch it.
Yeah.
Because
so you don't, I mean, you don't have any friends you don't have any nerd friends that got you on the, the illegal site?
What I don't really care about it because as long as I can listen to my Audible book, my Netflix with the commercials, and YouTube.
I cannot imagine having Netflix with commercials. I don't even do Hulu with commercials. I can't.
Well, the reason why I had to cut the Hulu thing without the commercials like that, because that thing went up to $20, almost $20 for Hulu. That's insane.
For Hulu with Disney Plus, or you just had Hulu by itself?
I think Hulu by itself went up. Like if you want the premium without the ads, I think Hulu is almost up to like $20. Almost up there. I think it's like, because hold on, let me see how much Hulu, because Hulu went up.
Wiley, you better get you some friends that share their apps with you.
How much is Hulu? Hold on, let me see how much is Hulu. Because, how much is Hulu? I think Hulu is up because at the basic one is like $7.99. And then what is the one without the ads? Y'all let me know.
I thought the one with the ads was
$17.99 without the ads. $17.
That's how much I'm paying. Oh, jeez.
So ain't nowhere in the world I'm paying almost $20 for Hulu.
Bro, how many apps is that? Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video.
It's like when you calculate all that stuff, you hitting almost $200.
I mean, so it's basically like paying for cable with all the channels.
Yes, like it's crazy. It's like really, really crazy. And then it's just like I'm not doing that. I don't do that. If it's something interesting on TV, I get the free subscription. And now they can't. A lot of these places they don't even do free subscriptions no more because they caught on to people like myself. We multiple debit cards.
Just use a different email address.
Yes, email address, multiple debit cards, email address. Because first of all, you had to have multiple email address. So now they take off like $1. Some of them take like $5 off. They replace it to see if you got money in there. They stopped the prepaid, so I have multiple banks. So then they pull it out of that. That now they'll do no more free trials on some of these apps.
Stars was duping people last year, talking about 3 months for $20 or 6 months for $20, and then they had sent the people an email talking about, oh, well, we're not gonna be able to do it. We gotta charge you extra.
Yes,
do that.
Like I'm not understanding. Like then they say it. Then like they'll do $3 because they want you to forget. They put a small amount,
right?
And
like Tasha K out.
Yes, and then whoosh, they give you a big amount. Like what? Because Tasha K was like, she had it good. Just for the live show, you pay $4.99. Then for the interview, you pay that. Now she counts that out. No free trial. No, it's just $12.99. And I'm not mad at her because it's a black owned, you know what I'm saying? And it's very expensive whether you're independent, and it's more expensive when the bigger you are, because if you want more eyeballs on your product, you got to have shows. That's why they fight for
Facts.
Friends. They fight for Living Single. They're trying to fight for Martin. They try to fight for the Parkers. And a lot of them networks charge you so much, but a lot of them networks be like, no, we're going to use the black shows for our own streaming services. That's why Netflix saw
Facts.
it coming, so they produce their own shows. Because
But remember, Disney had everybody shaking in their boots when they were like, we have so much material. We can just put all our stuff on our own platform.
yes,
And that's how Disney Plus came about. And so Netflix has been trying to do that now too. If you look on Netflix, most of like most of the stuff that's not a Netflix creation, like they're getting rid of. It says leaving soon. So Netflix is trying to be a all
yeah,
in one, like how Disney did.
right. And Netflix, they're getting very smart now because they put in a lot of great shows, which create, I believe, a great revenue stream for writers, producers, you know, directors, like especially like these black writers and directors. They start bringing them on there because they know, okay, they know black. They're gonna bring the black eyeballs. Support black. Black Lives Matter. Come bring your eyeballs to a white-owned company. And then once they build it, they fire them. They get most of their white people. So I just feel like for Netflix, and Netflix is really good. They have some great shows on there, but then they have those dry spells, especially if you're very, very active on Netflix. Like for me, you watching a lot of stuff, blah blah blah. You be like, girl, when is the next stuff gonna come out? Like that series with the body with the Secret Service or the FBI agent. He was protecting the white girl. So they're taping season 2. Then I watched one about the CIA.
I don't think I like that show.
I loved it. I like political shows. Then it was another political drama.
Wait, wait, was it the British show or was it an American
It
show
was an
on
American
Netflix?
show. And then I watched the British one.
Oh no, you gotta watch the British
I watched
one, The
the
Bodyguard.
yeah,
Oh
the
my
bodyguard. I
god,
watched it
oh my
when he
god.
screwed the woman.
Wiley, when she was in the park, I mean, when they was in the park and he had the bomb and it was about to blow him up and she had ran to her husband. I was like, girl, you better run to your man.
I there's so much material and stuff that I watch on there. So I really, really watch a lot of that shows on Netflix, which I think Netflix is incredible. Um, could it be better? Yes. But it's a content base, so it takes time to develop it. That's why a lot of these apps got to charge so much money, because it takes so much revenue to create shows, because it's about whoever got the better shows get the more eyeballs. You got to pay for marketing, and Netflix ahead of the game because they started so early. So a lot of these networks have to play catch up, and they noticing, man, it's so expensive. Excuse me, trying to do the traditional route with cable companies and have our streaming service. So that's why a lot of these networks trying to sell off their TV networks and sell it to somebody so they can use that cash to build a streaming, because they know streaming is the future. That's why they tried to goop was Tyler Perry, because they tried to use that money to sell BET and VH1 to fund Paramount Plus. And Tyler Perry was like, listen, y'all want too much. This ain't worth it. And Tyler Perry said no. Because the model is not the same anymore. Television, every quarter they're losing viewers. Every year, cable companies are losing viewers by the thousand. So it's not a type of industry anymore. And because cable they can't charge so less because they have to pay so much. Fees, taxes, other networks, it's difficult. It's really, really challenging as a cable provider to stay in business. And in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, cable companies will be merging or going out of business. And the ones that's left going to merge just to keep a piece of the market. But new cable providers, no, that industry is pretty much, as you know it, gone. The future will be streaming. Netflix have already started live, so once they sign WWE to a $10 billion contract for live WWE Raw material for 52 weeks of live show, 2-hour live show. That's the end of cable. That was the beginning of the end. Because now they was like, okay, cable got us with live, so we got to do live now. And Netflix doing live. And then once Netflix, that's like the daddy, everybody follow the leader. Oh, you doing live?
I'm so
Disney Plus, we're gonna do live. Disney on live. We're gonna do the Lion King live on Disney Plus. Like everything gonna be live. Oprah, we want you eating Gale Box live on our platform.
I'm weak.
Like
Hulu
everybody,
has live TV now too. I wonder if Netflix is gonna move to something like that as well.
yeah, they're gonna do it like that eventually. Because when you sign WWE, you're getting them from a cable provider for
Oh,
work.
I forgot about that. Oh my
Yeah, when they
gosh.
booked them, yeah, that's the future. Yeah, WWE, it's the future. And the reason why Netflix wanted that particular product is because it got decades of video material that you could do.
And a built-in fan base. That's a
Built,
huge,
that's
huge loyal fan
a
base.
worldwide fan base. So now WWE phasing out WWE Network. They're not going to do that anymore. And all of that stuff worldwide will be on Netflix. You have to go to Netflix, which is a win-win situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the views on all those old videos?
That's a massive business. That's a massive view.
Wow.
That's very massive for WWE as a wrestling fan because this is different. This is streaming, and then wrestling can be a little bit more attitude. They can be a little bit more reality show based, more ruthless now because of WWE is not going to be controlled by a network. You could do more with Netflix. So this is good. But the government, they're behind schedule. They're going to
Ooh.
regulate these streaming sites. It's eventually going to happen the next 4 to 5, 10 years is going to happen. They're going to regulate streaming more. They haven't done it yet, but they're going to fight like hell to make it part of the FCC to really, really, really make it. They're going to really come at streaming and even YouTubers now because even YouTube want to go to television. They even went to YouTube TV and television. The industry is changing. Like we're in the beginning phases of the shift in the industry, media space. We're in the beginning stage. We're in the beta stage. You can feel it. It's a shift. Small content, short content, long form content, podcast is changing very fast. Remember back in podcasts, you would sit down, record your stuff, and release it. Now it's video podcast. Back in the day,
I really like that. I like that.
it was just audio. Now it's video. Now you just had I'm just on Apple, but now if you really want to be a podcast with a brand, you got to be everywhere.
That.
Unless
And you gotta have merch. Merch is really, 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 really big. See, I listen to a lot of independent rap artists, and oh my god, like their merch is like out of control. Like Currency, Larry June, Alchemist, their merchandise is out of control, and that actually makes a huge difference when
absolutely,
you're selling something.
absolutely, and it takes time. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a lot of corporate YouTubers now that this is not your average. They're backed by corporations. So it's difficult, it's challenging to compare yourself to a corporate YouTuber. You can't. You don't have the resources. But now they saw how powerful these YouTubers that are making money. Now corporate got their hand and they're picking their YouTubers like Funny Marco, corporate. They go on these corporate YouTube channels, these networks, and give them deals.
Those people like Funny Marco and Kai Cenat and those types of people, they can be marketed to the public.
Yeah.
So if you are presenting in a way that can be marketed, that's gonna get the attention of these corporations and these
true.
machines.
And
they're gonna throw money behind you because you're marketable.
That's true. And they're making a lot of money. And they're making a lot of money. Like Funny Marco and Price commercials. That's the great work of his team. And I'm happy for Black creators because this is a new way to make a stream where the Funny Marcos back 20 years ago, he wouldn't be welcome in the industry. He'd be outcast. Oh my gosh, you too dark skinned, you ignorant, you slow, you ugly. According to
But the internet,
because of the
loves them.
because now the internet, you can typically without the internet, I wouldn't have stand a chance in the old school model of Hollywood. But because of the internet, anybody with a mouth, with a personality, could come on
A
the internet.
microphone.
A microphone could come on. But just because you got a microphone don't mean you're gonna have followers. You still gotta work. And
Yeah.
this industry, the work have not changed, the work ethic have not changed. Then last like the old Hollywood. You still gotta work, you still gotta grind, you still gotta build your family. Because these people that we watching now, they work to get on the corporation's radar. So you have to put that work in, and it takes sacrifice. Like for
I
myself,
mean, what do they say? Don't work harder, work smarter.
you have to
So I
work.
don't even know if they were working so hard to get their attention, but just working smartly.
You have
Like
to work smart. Yeah, yeah.
a girl I just mentioned to
Very
Virgo Child that I watch on YouTube. She's fairly new to YouTube. You know, I watch the lifestyle vlogs, stuff like
yes.
you know me. She's fairly new, and she literally just got signed to the biggest content creator
To
agency,
the network,
management agency.
she got
You know
signed.
what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's what she was saying. She said she sat down when she decided she wanted to, create content for YouTube. She said she sat down, she studied the business, she studied content, she studied, she marketed out how she mapped out how she wanted to shoot her videos, how she wanted to edit them. And that's what she did. So that's a smart move.
Facts.
So it wasn't even about, oh, let me get these people attention. I want to be signed to them. It was, what is best for me?
Amen.
And then she did that. And now everything is aligned.
And everything is working for her.
Period.
But you hit it on the head. You got to be willing to put in the work. Because if you don't put in the work, then you will never do it. You have to study. It take time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. What model work for this person may not work for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have to find your formula. You have to find what works. It's a formula to it, and I love it. Like someone just said in the chat, these commercials get your money, Wiley. Well, at but that
I'm weak.
but this is an ad show. You know what I'm saying? We're now if we were getting $500 million, we could do it ad free, but we're not getting those type of deals yet. So you have to see commercials. I just can't be sitting here talking for free. Baby, I could go talk to my residents and get a coin for them. I'm not gonna come on YouTube and talk for free. I don't even work for free. Come on now. I don't care if you if you don't like it. You can.
And we need to talk about Don Lemon, because I thought that was very stupid what he did. Like, you just got fired from CNN. They gave you your money, okay, for the last 3 years of your contract, okay. Then you go over to X and act a complete fool. Why would you interview your boss and then berate this man in the interview like he can't fire you?
That I think, but then again, Don was like, okay, whatever. I think he knew he was gonna get fired. I think he knew this.
Okay, but no, he thought he was gonna eat that interview with Elon, and then he thought the outcome was gonna be different. He thought we were gonna be like, "Oh, Don ate that." No, Don, that was very stupid what
And
he
also,
did. Like,
Don was like eating it up on social media, like he got a big brand. Then also CNN invited him over. Don wanted to show CNN that I have a brand, and I'm gonna do something, and y'all gonna have to come back and interview me. And they did just that. In the long run, this is a win.
That's how you took that.
Yeah, I took it like
that.
I took it like that.
Being petty, like, oh no, you got fired again. You want to come over here and tell your story?
I don't think, because he still got millions. Where black people will never see that work in media today, will never see that type of money.
Oh, Don Whitehurst been taking out his money.
Then he got his own network media company, and the interview is just a win-win. This is the first episode for Don, and I think
the first and the last episode. Show gone.
I don't think so. I think that he's gonna.
Did Elon ban him from X too?
And that's but that's why I'm so glad of competition though, because X is not the only partner is the only social
But
media
you see,
company.
Tucker Carlson didn't do that foolishness.
But
Did
that's
Tucker Carlson
but
interview Elon Musk?
he believe in the same idea as Elon. They both believe in the same idealism. So
So what?
I'm not shocked.
Tucker Carlson got an iconic interview with the President Vladimir
Yeah, he
Putin
did. But
of
you know,
Russia.
because he's speaking what Vladimir Putin, what he preaches and teaches, and that what he pushes to the Russian.
Tucker cannot speak Russian. What are you talking
But
about?
no, his idea, he's still white. Pull back, Russian. You're still talking white. What we believe, Russian,
Okay, but how can
American,
you say that
or
Don Lemon is
whatever.
married to a white man?
It does, but my thing is, when you said how is Don married to a white man? But my thing is, just because Don is married to a white man doesn't necessarily always believe that he believe everything his husband believe in. That's why Don believe again. Don also is from the South. I believe he's from your town, New Orleans, or from Louisiana.
I'm not from New Orleans. I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, you
Don is
from
from
this.
Port Allen,
Okay, you're
Louisiana.
from the state of Louisiana, right? So the culture is different. You can still see some part of the Southern aspect in Don. And another thing too, he's educated. He's a black man with money. I think we are some black people, is so accustomed of seeing ignorant, poor blacks. Oh, you real. And only those that really say that have never really been around educated, middle class, high earning African Americans. So if you're around a high earning African American, Don, I respect Don. Oh man. And he didn't come from money. He worked to it. So his grind is different. But every once in a while, he come back, he speak up for us. I get it. But the reason why I'm such a fan of Don is because he said, listen, y'all treated me wrong. I got my money. I'm gonna start my own thing. He could have went back to
What did he start though? He got fired.
he started his own, and let's be
Right.
clear about the X. X was a distributor for him to just stream on it, right? And what Elon wanted from Don is that I want the advertisers to advertise on X. So I'm gonna invite you. They flew him out, I believe Vegas or some upstate, and we come here and talk to the advertisers because we want to get those advertisers to advertise on the Don Lemon Show for X. And then he had a deal to give them like 30 minutes exclusive content just for X. So it wasn't like, it was like there was the distributor and he was a content, and it was like an exclusive deal. The reason why I think
So B Squared in the comments talking about
hold on one second. Reason why I think Don he's gonna sue and he may win because contractually you just can't have a deal. I have to see what the contract is, and they talk more about that on The View because Sonny was like, listen, you can't do that like that. That's not legal. You can't be like canceled. You got it because this is CNN fired him, and look, he was still able to, because once you on contract, you gotta move a different type of way. This is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're in the comments talking about Elon wasn't Don's boss. Elon fired Don, so that means Elon was Don's boss.
Technically, yeah.
When you're your own boss, you can't get fired.
Absolutely. And Roland Martin said this clearly. He said the only person that can cancel me or fire me is God, because I own what I have. And of course, you could use these entities like YouTube because they need shows that keep people on the platform. I think with Elon, if he's not careful, you're not going to be able to survive. X is not going to be able to survive. First of all, calling Twitter X is just stupid. That's just like calling Tesla EBT vehicle. Like, why would you change the name? Like, some people can change the name, it worked. Like WWF, then they changed to WWE, but they kept some WW. They just changed the last word. So I just felt like just completely change it to X is stupid because more people still call it Twitter. Just like when Prince did a symbol and then formerly known as Prince, they still have to say your name. They just can't say bring it ? To the stage. They still have to say formerly known as
They still have
Prince.
to say previously known as Twitter because people are like, what is X?
What is X? You talking about Brother Malcolm X?
Oh, weak.
Who you talking about, X? My ex, Pookie? You see my ass? Where that Negro at? Let me get up. Let me put some sugar in his tank. So it just don't make sense to call it X. It's just dumb in my opinion. But if he give me a deal, I love X. X is amazing. But Don's still on Facebook, not Periscope. Damn, that's gone. Spotify, all these YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is still the most viewed video.
So why did you need to deal with X to distribute his
More
show?
money, but no, that's just another entity. If someone offer you a deal, just to put your show, just give them just 30 minutes exclusive content, you take that. Why not? Why not take more money? If you're a business owner, you want all the money you can get. But I think for Don, if he really wanted to be in a long-term relationship with Elon, he would have played by Elon's rule. He's not stupid. But the thing is, Don, it's a long-term plan that we're going to see it in the weeks and the months coming up. He knew that this was going to end. He knew it wasn't going to work because Don knew the type of question he was going to ask Elon. But he wanted to show which side he's going to pick. I want a President Joe Biden interview. I want a Kamala Harris interview. I know, even though this man said he independent, but by his actions, it was screaming Biden. It was screaming he want a Kamala Harris interview. It was screaming he want a President Obama interview. You got to understand, Don Lemon show is in the first quarter of the year, at the end of the first quarter. Political is about to heat up. And them politicians need shows to go talk they is. Somebody got to talk about they got hot sauce in their purse. And Don want to be on the callback list by them Democrats. He know he not going to get Donald Trump, but he sure can get him a VP Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, she's next up. If Biden get elected, she's the front runner for the next election cycle. So those is guaranteed just ratings for Don Lemon. He's thinking long term. He knew Elon Musk was not going to. He used him as a pawn. Elon woke up to it because Elon said in his statement, I thought this was going to be different. He still like the CNN Don Lemon. Like, Don outsmarted Elon Musk. You got outsmarted by a black man from Louisiana. You got outsmarted. He used you to promote his show. What is the greatest way to promote it? Go by the most controversial white man and just trick him out his spot, knowing what, because Don know he's going to say. If you're a trained journalist, you pretty much know what this person going to say. And use that, he going to boot me off, and I'm going to use this as my promo run. And I'm going to talk to my black community. See, he trying to cancel me. This man posts on TikTok eating popcorn. Posted, I thought I was going to be canceled, blah, blah. So he's used, and one thing about the black community, they love a black man that's fighting against the system, even if they rich. Just the illusion that they fighting against the white man, we rally behind it. Even though them fighting against the white man, it's a motive for them to get more millions. But we just love supporting black people that's going against the system. Particularly black men. Go all the way back to OJ. OJ once stunned us when he had money, when he was with the white folks. But once he deleted their own, they thought, and he got a black team of lawyers, the black community, we rally behind them. You know, I get it, child. Game recognized game. I ain't mad at Don Lemon. I mean, he didn't create the game. He's just a player of it. He ain't creative. But he's just playing the game. And it's a great media strategy because X is not the only. X is behind when it comes to streaming. So when it comes to video streaming, they're behind. And they don't have that many shows. How many shows do X got that we know that is popular over? They got an exclusive deal with X. I think Tucker Carlson is one. Can we name another one?
Yeah, his is the only show that I know.
Right. So they're behind. And Elon, you got to play by his rules. He's very ego based. His cars even froze up in Chicago. So clearly, I mean, them people in the hood, maybe the carjackers couldn't even take a Tesla because they didn't start
And
up.
the people's car batteries was going to zero.
Went to zero. You did all that charges, it's still at zero. It won't even start. So it just like he could have been petty and asked me
Oh,
cars
man.
freezing in Chicago.
Okay, that's what you should have asked.
So I'm just like, and I like Elon Musk because I feel like I've seen many powerful men like him be that that ego base. It's not really delusional. It's just when you have that much power, you used to yes people, and you don't like people challenge, especially black people challenging you. What? You're black, and you got the audacity to ask me some questions to make me look bad. You're fired. But if it was a
Right.
white person, oh, he was so iconic. He challenged me, and he made me a better white man. But a black man could
That's
never.
like if Tasha invited you to interview her on her app and you come on there.
And I challenged her. Unless I'm about to introduce my own show with my own network, okay. But it would be dumb business if you know
Oh
you need to
my
be in this
God.
building with her. Like, no, if I go on her app, I would have to play by Tasha K. Root. That's
That
that,
like, what are you doing?
that's master. But if I'm about to come on there just to use her as a pawn to promote what I'm really doing, then okay. But if you really want to be successful over there with Unwind with Tasha K, with Wine is New Tea, etc., you got to play by her rules. You cannot upstage the headliner. But it's difficult because I'm an upstager. I can't, I would do it purposely because that's just me. I don't play good as a, and they did ambush me on because they ambushed.
On the Christmas debacle.
Yeah, and they ambushed me actually on her app. Chelsea did when I had my appearance on there, and then
I'm weak.
she saw me challenge her, and that was a sign. This before all the child was in Africa being a child soldier. She didn't like to be challenged, and I challenged her. That was me. I challenged her on the app. Tasha did not like me challenge her. Being a critical thinker and really analyzing her, she had to put me in my place. She tried. It didn't work. I got worse. Drug her, but I'm good because I was review her material. Could nobody review the material like me on her app? They didn't do it. They didn't want to take the time. We would take notes. We would really, really review it. And Tasha loved us for it. She said, I want to put you on the app for free. But then when we start criticizing her, and she didn't like it. And then she said, I'll let him on the app for free when he can come back when he have to pay. That was, she lied. That don't make no sense. Hey, you ain't getting no free membership with a $4 million finger wave, purple hair wearing.
I'm weak.
You ain't getting no
green
free
now.
membership over there with purple finger wave, that 1991 SWV hairdo. That was back in the day when black women couldn't really afford, wigs wasn't a thing. So back day, the little piece of hair they had, because they were stressing with Pookie and Ray Ray and them kids, gum cheese would cut off. Only thing they get at the hair salon, talk about they no good trifling men, they dirty feet children, and get a little piece of finger wave.
Wow.
That's all they did. And you was listening to Anita Baker. That's it. And left you with a good old finger wave. You couldn't afford no dreadlock. Your hair couldn't stand up to a dreadlock. It'll fall out.
Wow.
You couldn't get no African braids. You was down to your scalp. Only need a little piece to make you look like you saw a little piece of finger wave. That's it. That's what she had. But I love her though. I love Tasha. I feel like Tasha is who she is. Little piece of finger wave.
Terry said a crunchy 2070.
That's about it. You remember that big old fat piece of hair? Look like a little donut roll, just a rolling at the back, and then your hair, you had to be a trained hairstylist. Baby, they would put that big old donut roll in the back.
A croissant.
And like a croissant in that back of your head. Looked like it weighed about 50 pounds.
I'm weak. You
had to strap on a girdle to protect that hairstyle.
We got to bring back the women in the house wearing muumuus and nightgowns.
Man, they don't do that about these people showing their cheeks. They got their baby daddy that they say F my baby daddy, F my baby daddy. They kissing and putting their tongue up to it. It ain't that clean. They ain't dressed in no gown, no lingerie. They just showing cheeks, them BBL cheeks. It'll be a waste anyway to wear all that expensive lingerie. It's gonna leak out with all that concrete.
I'm weak.
That stuff.
All that pus and bacteria.
Right, that stuff. That stuff oozing out. No, you ain't gonna have that. Stuff oozing out. You about to foul it out again. That stuff oozing out. Stitches, all them juices, pus. You know that ain't.
That girl that said she got a Christian BBL, she said when she got her BBL afterwards, she laid on the couch because she didn't want the stuff to leak on her bed.
Right. It's just like, that's crazy. Can you imagine the stench, the smell? I can tell when people have surgery and all that stuff and it's soaking it up with the wound vac. That's stinky. Baby, I can tell it because I work in healthcare. I can sniff it. I'm like, ooh, that ooh.
Gross.
It's a certain type of smell that is it's oozing out the wound. You can sniff it. It's gonna hit you in the hallway.
That's what that man said. He made a TikTok video talking about BBL stink, and this girl he had brought home, she had took her clothes off and she was trying to twerk. He said the stench tapped him on his nose.
Yeah, you're gonna smell it. You're gonna smell it. It be infected, and a lot of these people don't understand. Like you don't know how to wound treat. You need a wound care nurse, a wound care. Like it's a lot that goes with that type of surgery. It take time, and sometimes that stuff doesn't properly heal because these women still want to eat fried chicken, heavy barbecue sauce. They don't know you gotta change your diet if you want your skin.
Yeah,
to
you
really
gotta get
heal.
those.
Yeah,
It's a certain type of massage that they give you, or that you can get after you get cosmetic surgery, like a
yeah.
BBL or
That's what you
liposuction
gotta
or whatever.
do.
That's why they say you gotta have money to get plastic surgery because of the upkeep and the maintenance.
It is a
You don't just go and get a tummy tuck. You have there's things you have to do after that.
yeah. But I'm glad you brought that point up, and that's why I'm here to tell y'all the truth. I'm not. Like, if you want to do that surgery and stuff oozing out of you, go ahead. That's you. I don't want to date you. Don't come to Vegas with that messed up smell. I'm smelling alcohol patch, peroxide, pus, blood.
Right, and now everybody want to be natural again. Now natural is coming back. Now the men talking, we don't want no woman with a BBO. We don't want no BBO. We don't want no weed. Now y'all want natural hair and dreads and stuff. Go sit down.
Yeah, it's because you understand, like, they just tired of women, all that patches and stuff. Then you got to shower.
And I just sat by and waited. I was like, sooner or later, y'all gonna get tired of all this fakery,
and you
and y'all gonna
smell
turn
that
right back around to the natural women.
skin on your chest, on your stomach. You smell
All
it.
kind of scars and stuff. This lady was talking about she got or she went to get breast reduction, and they cut her all up. Then her, like, the N words, they were placed. Well, not that N word, but you can say it.
Yeah.
Her nipples were like point, like they messed her all up.
Yeah.
And then she had all this scarring. It's like,
it's
girl,
sad. Then your man want to eat your box. He ain't eat nothing but stitches and pus. Hey, you eat nothing but stitches.
Bruh.
Stitches, and then it break because you still trying to hump. Then hit it from the back. Just stitches. Some just oozing.
Don't move. Construction equipment.
Some just oozing on your ceiling, on your window.
It's just popping out.
It's just oozing. You go to the emergency room. Maybe people gotta wear goggles, gowns.
Not goggles and gowns.
They gotta put you in a current tee, just stuff.
Then that one girl, the one that I was telling y'all about that laid on the couch because she didn't want the stuff on her bed. She had the nerve to be walking around her house in the African muumuu gown. She had on the dashiki gown. Ma'am, that's what you put on to heal from your BBL surgery? The dashiki gown. Just sad.
And you at the plane, you got to sit on your knees. You can't even sit on. You got to sit on your knees or your stomach. So if turbulence happen, may God be with you.
Bro, it's over with. Putts going everywhere.
You gonna be. That's a hell. We having all that turbulence, and I'm swallowing stitches. I don't want that. Stop losing on my pretzel bites.
Bro,
that.
I be trying to explain this to women. I'm like, y'all don't know how badly men be talking about y'all behind y'all's back.
Yeah, great dude. I don't talk about it. I'm gonna do it personally in front of your face. Stop it, because that's stuff.
And you gonna do it behind their back too,
Yeah, well, of
Wiley.
course. At the barbershop, we talk about you. Just smell the barbers, the women that I told him, my Chicago barber. He told me how he got it in with this woman. She smelled wasn't all that clean, but he still hit, and they dragged all in the barbershop.
That's what I be telling women. Like, don't let your head get boosted up because this man slept with you. He's going to sleep with you, and then he's going to drag you.
They were talking about
that is what men do.
They were talking about in the bar in the bar.
He's gonna drag you all around town to anybody who will listen,
Absolutely.
at the barbershop, at the basketball game, at the bar, everywhere.
You better know it. You better know it. And that's why I'm going to say this in my close. It's best to know, it's hygiene is important, and I think a lot of people still struggle with that because they haven't been trained. And mama didn't know how to have good hygiene. She just would be funky, put on some perfume and listen to Prince.
But why would you be out here sleeping with people and you don't even know how to clean your body properly?
People will always do that. That ain't gonna never change. They just gonna be oozing. They just gonna be oozing with funk, and ain't nothing you gonna be able to do. It's so sad because, I love my women, and even men, struggle with hygiene. A lot of men struggle. I think it's more men struggle with hygiene than women, to be honest. But that's because stuff be that funk. It just be special.
Y'all be sort of like grilled onions underneath y'all arms.
It's that I don't understand, because a lot of brothers, you gotta shave. You gotta really let it soak, and they have so much stuff now that you can put in your body, like chemicals and stuff, like even what you eat.
A lot of men don't drink a lot of water.
They don't drink a lot of water, and a lot of men say they don't like water. It was a man. He said he don't drink.
Odell Beckham Jr.
He said he don't like water. So you could just imagine how their urine smell. It's a strong urine when you don't drink water. Funky small urine. You smell that urine. You gotta be able to drink water and drink a lot of it and stuff like if you in a man house,
right here, they'll eat no kind of vegetables, no fruit, nothing.
And I love the type of job I'm at, because in this aspect, not because of the money, because they feed you 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you're there for dinner, they will feed you, and they have vegetables, they have a protein, they have stuff, so you don't have to go to the restaurant and everything. And you just bring. So what I do, I freeze my water, bring my water. The meals they feeding me, so I just bring cold water. And this is what I had brought to work. And I had another water. Then the producers brought me this blue thing. This blue water thing is metal, and I put ice in there. It lasts for almost a whole day. And I refill it with water. And water is good because it's really, it keeps you going to the restroom, get all that stuff out of you. And then sweating is good too, because when you go to the gym, open you up, sweat, take a nice warm, you know, shower, drink plenty water, and do it. You know what I'm saying? So it is amazing. But we thank Proud of Me for coming on
Yay, thank you,
uh
Wally.
on this lovely what what do they call
Tuesday.
this day? Taco Tuesday.
Is it?
Don't they call it Taco Tuesday?
They do call it that. You know what? I actually made tacos earlier. That's wild.
Yeah, tacos. Yeah. And I haven't had a taco. I haven't had a taco in so long. I love steak taco. Like everybody else, a taco different. Just give me the meat and a little lettuce. I'm done. I don't like all that.
You don't like cheese, sour cream,
No,
salsa, taco sauce,
no, thank you.
tomatoes,
No, thank you.
jalapenos?
Maybe a little tomato,
Mm.
but that's it. When I'm trying to be fancy, but all that other stuff, because that stuff be stinking. Oh, especially that Chipotle box. Oh, that stuff just be.
Oh my God, you don't like Chipotle?
I like Chipotle. Give me some rice and some of that steak. That's it. Some of y'all.
Oh my God, you're so basic.
Some of y'all be having that funky.
Yes. Okay, whip it up, whip it up.
Y'all be having that funky box. I can just use it. I don't like that. You better not even bring that to my house. It's two things I don't like. That seafood boy, because it stank.
I get that because I feel the same way about. I mean, well, if you're from Louisiana and you eat crawfish, then you know, no, nobody eat. I don't know anybody that eats crawfish like inside their house. Like that's strictly an outside meal. That's an outdoor meal.
Okay, I don't like that Chipotle. That's the doo-doo bowl.
Yikes.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm very basic. Some steak, extra steak, rice. That's it. When I go,
that is so basic. I know your throat be dry.
When I go,
like that dry chicken you made in the air fryer.
Right. When I go to Subway, what do you like? But then, right? What do you what the ham the turkey? And do you want it? Do you want to toast it? I said no. I want a foot long Italian bread, ham, a little piece of lettuce.
I knew you eat ham.
And pickles. That's it.
People that eat ham have a certain look.
Mayonnaise, lemon pepper, this. No. And then, sir, do you want it? Do you want it? No, sir. Little lettuce, ham, American cheese, pickles. I'm out of there. All these people, they hold up the line. They want everything.
So you've never had oil and vinegar on your sandwich from Subway?
I don't want all that.
You're wild.
I get in there. I get in Subway quick, fast. They do my sandwich all the way up. That's it. Yes. Slice it up, wrap it up. I'm out of here. The rest of them back there, let me get a little bit of that. Add some more.
So what do you get when you go to Starbucks?
When I go to Starbucks, tea, hot black coffee, or coffee with 3 creams,
oh my God,
5 sugars. I'm out of there. I don't do what you black folks, EBT folks. Oh, let me get the Starbucks, look caramel, look chocolate, look walnuts, 3 shots of this, 5 shots. Sir, give me a large coffee, 5 sugars, 3 creams. I'm out of there. I'm out of the line. Whew. Rest of y'all go, y'all bougie. Give me about 3 extra shots of mocha. 4
not even
vanilla shots. So hazelnut boosters.
Okay, with almond milk, please. Thank you.
Do all that, sir. Large cup of coffee. I love
Extra drizzle.
I love saying sir. I love it. Because my uncle, he used to order coffee. Yeah, let me get a small coffee, sir. 3 creams, 4 sugars. I like saying sir. I like, ma'am. I just like, I like when I order, I like saying, even when I'm in the car, I'm Uber driver, particular, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I love saying that. I love saying that. I say that to get my 5-star ratings. But I just love saying sir, ma'am, thank you. I love doing that. And ever since I was listening to Donald Trump, sir, what do you think about this, sir? I like Trump. I pick up a lot of his ways.
Oh, neat. You should apply for a cabinet position.
I would kiki if you know when the president do a press conference, I will be giggling the whole. Yes,
Fact.
Riley, sir. What are you?
Fact.
Riley? Yeah, I will be laughing my butt. I will have fun with Trump. I would just have fun. I would love to be the press secretary. We both would be ignorant. We won't be saying
I
it.
would also love to be the press secretary. You know, I would be up there arguing the people down. Ma'am, what? What? No, ma'am. You don't ask me any more questions. Thank you. Yes, sir. I already answered that. Thank you.
No.
Move along.
Oh, someone said a very good question. They said, Wiley, you're not from Chicago if you have hoagie. Now, my mother used to make hoagies, and I used to eat my mother's hoagie, but that's when I was a kid. But once I became an adult, them soggy hoagies, soggy stuff. I don't want my bread soggy. I'm not gonna eat it. I ate it. Nigga, I had no choice. Eat it or you starve. I ate.
That's what makes a hoagie a hoagie. It has to be soggy.
That's how she used to make it. So for me, once I became an adult, I put away that soggy bread. Give me ham, pickles, little lettuce, little piece of lettuce, American cheese. I'm out of here.
Why got to be American cheese?
I'm an American. I didn't want no African American cheese. They didn't have it. Give me some of that Congo cheese.
Would that be?
Give me some of that Nigerian fufu cheese. I'm not want that. Yeah, that's how y'all black folks got high blood pressure. American.
Y'all off cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want no American cheese. I want American cheese. I don't want no African cheese. Give me some of that Jamaican cheese. And it might be some good Jamaican cheese. Okay? I want some of that jamming cheese. I want to jam it to you. Jamming. Shout out to Bob Marley. May he rest in peace. I'm probably gonna go watch that tomorrow. Wait, when is I'm on pause?
Again at the movie theater?
A weekend. I got about 15 free tickets, so 14 or 15 free tickets. So I'm gonna go Saturday. I gotta go see that. I gotta go see for the one that played his wife. She good looking. I want her. Can somebody send me her DM? I'm gonna get her.
You're wild.
She was good looking. I want her to sing background for me. Something that thick. That's something that you just want to just. She looked good. Woo! That's that woman. I went to some things with her. She good looking. It was just like, ooh, I want me a powerful woman like that. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. I'm really gonna be jamming with that. But anyway, but I'm gonna go and shout out to one of the producers. They went to go see Bart Marley movie because of my review of. Thank you. I'm going to see it again Saturday. I know I became a Bart Marley fan 55 years later, but you can't tell me now. I'll be in that laundry room jamming. I'll be in that laundry room. We be having. Hey, I'm in that black. As soon as I step out, I listen to Frank Sinatra. But I'm in it, baby. It's nothing but Jamaican hour. But I love Bart Marley, and it was a great film, and yeah, I went to the movies. I went to the movies. I'll go. I'm gonna go Saturday. I might ask Nate 702 if you want to go to the movies. Nate, come on to the movies. We can drink because they got a bar at the movies. And white folks, it was so nice. We got a nice bar, pizza. See, black folks in the hood. They'll take the pizza. Their kids will be eating out of the pizza. They'll be holding up the line. Said, do y'all take EBT? So with that, we got the pizza area. If you want pretzel bites, you can self-serving. You can't have that in the hood. It will have security bars, ADT, ring lights, alarm system, detective system, detection system. You can't have that in the hood. But
When was the last time y'all snuck food into the movie
I
theater?
don't do that. I don't do that at all.
Wiley, I know you lying. You
I
look
used
like
to.
you
I
keep
used to
extra
when I was in the
hamburgers in your
hood
pocket.
with EBT when I was in the hood. But now I'm with the white folks. We don't sneak food. I don't sneak food in there. I go in. I like to patronize the business. I like to look at my server. But now I'm bougie now because I get it served to me. I go in the app.
I still feel like you're lying, but okay.
No, I get it served to me.
When I asked you when was the last time you snuck food into the
Oh,
movie
what was the
theater?
last time? Why did I get? Not why did I get married? What was the one with Kevin Hart? Think Like a Man. That was the last time when me and Jonathan went to the movies.
That was a long time ago.
Man came out. We went to Icon Theater. We was all the way in the front. It was packed. That was the last time
I want to
I saw him in there.
I want to say the last time I did it was in 2018. I went to see Widows,
Oh, Widows. Okay.
and I went to McDonald's beforehand. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was cold, so it made it easier. I just put it, inside
Okay.
my coat.
I
Yeah.
like to pay for the movie theater because I get 20% off concessions. So I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it because I, especially if I just like it. I haven't snuck food in the movie theater because now they have the beautiful, police officers there, and I'm black, and they expect me to sneak in food. I'm already being watched.
This movie theater that I said I snuck food into in 2018, this was just a regular movie theater. Like they didn't have like the restaurant and the bar. If you're going to a restaurant, bar, movie theater, I mean that doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
sneak
because that
food in.
AI, yeah, it doesn't make sense. They got bars in there and everything. Beautiful white families, beautiful people, beautiful family restrooms. So if people that have families should be able to use the restroom, instead of them going into one meal or the when they have family. Very clean, very white, very right. I feel right at home with my white people.
What happened to the high class blacks?
Well, I'm not in a high class blacks thing right now. I'm with the white folks.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with the white folks. I'll be with you high class blacks when I'm on the field. But right now I'm with the white people. I'm inside the house.
mm.
Mm-hmm. 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 I really do love white people. They're just so amazing, so friendly. A nice white Lyft driver would drive me around. She was just so right. The sun was shining. See, white people love to talk about the weather. Oh, the weather's so nice. Black EBT people want to know how much your rent, how hard it is. They need an oil change. It's Lyft ain't paying it right. It's a conspiracy. When white Lyft drivers, the weather is so nice. Playing beautiful white music. Katy Perry. I think she was listening to, what was that? Hannah Montana. I came in like a wrecking ball. I like that song. I just be singing my heart out in front of white people.
mm.
Black folks want to listen to live rap, talk, drive aggressively like they're in the hood. Then they want to stop and sell some green to their homeboys while they on the ride.
Why? No Lyft driver did that to you. Shut
White
up.
folks just drive they drive the speed limit. Black folks, is one black Lyft driver, he need new tires. His tires couldn't grip in the snow. We were slipping and sliding on the highway. True story. I'm heading to the airport. Almost lost my life because this black man was being too cheap to buy tires. And we were slipping and sliding. I said, this car driving funny. Oh, yeah, because I need to get some new tires. Well, why are you driving on the road? I don't understand that. Somebody said is the only place he sees them in lifts. I see white people everywhere. I love them. Yeah, just like Milagro when she was driving. I'm glad we went on the road with Milagro because we would have been in a head-on collision. She smoking, eat crab legs, and he got bad tires. That's a bad combination. Cause ain't nowhere in the world, cause she do not know how to multitask. She loud, cussing folks out on station and on that thumbnail with all them filters. She probably had on a real life AI in person filter and they probably blinded her on that road. Don't make no sense. I hope she ain't driving. I got that feeling she in the car driving now. People in Houston, alert! Get off the road when she on the road.
Oh my God.
I'm coming to Houston, Milagro, in a couple of months. Don't drive. Take the bus. Rosa Parks fought hard, went to jail for you being in front of the bus in Houston. Don't you be on that road when I'm on there. Please put your location on, send it to me so I can avoid that area. I don't even want to be in no close proximity with Milagro on the road because she can't drive. I already know her premium base is just up there. She this close of getting banned from State Farm.
Wearing Crocs during the wintertime is absolutely insane.
It's hideous.
Crocs.
Thinking like weed. She better be glad I ain't sending no letter to State Farm. I could still send it. I would send it, but I like Milagro. She thick. So for that, I call State Farm and say, listen, and I'm going to call the Crocs and say, give her a promo because that woman was rocking them Crocs at 4 something in the morning and her cheeks were cheeky in that weather. I saw her. She was thick. That brown skin, it was a little ashy because it was cold, but it was, I seen through the ash. So I love it. She loved me, and we get turned on talking about each other. But let me move on.
Oh, she was on her way to get lemon pepper flats. That's why she was speeding on the ice.
She was on her way to get some more Black and Mild, some of them weed roll up packs for her weed at the gas station. Now you supposed to go to the store get your cigarette. This is why she's from the South. When the storm coming, hey, it's gonna be a snowstorm on tomorrow. Already, I'm from Chicago.
You gotta go get your supplies.
Hit up my weed guy. Give me 5 pounds. Give me about a cart of cigarillos. I'm getting all my snacks, all my food. I'm ready to do the storm. But she from the South. You know that look slow. Oh, skip that snowstorm. I'm still able to drive. I'm Milagro. I'm Nicki Minaj's favorite pet. And she slid off the road. But I love her. If she call in,
Tragic.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna mess with Milagro as soon as I leave the broadcast.
She's gonna curse you out.
Don't worry, let her cuss you out. I'm gonna call in because she always gonna.
Did you tell her you were back in Texas?
Yeah, we did an interview at my house doing that ice storm when she slid off the road. So she know I'm gonna come see her. I love her. I already told her we were supposed to do something on Militopia. With her people, because one of her dudes there want to hump me, or we hump each other, and we're supposed to be part of the new season of Milagro Graham Gone Wild, but we shall see. But I thank you, pardon me, for coming on.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
I think that was it. Thank you all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you are enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Make sure y'all comment and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that had called in to Proud of Me. Thank you for everybody that's going to view this video. For those that are watching the replay, about noon tomorrow on Wednesday, hump day. Thank you. Comment, subscribe. We love you all so very much. 35,000 subscribers. We're almost at 35,100. So we need your help and support. We thank you to the producer for helping us produce this show today with the topics. And then tomorrow, I was sent over a list. Proud of me. Thank you. And we will bring some more subjects to y'all tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all so very much. Get some sleep. Thank you, Don, for coming on Two Man and Lady. Thank you, Couture Bay. Thank you, North Carolina Beat. And we'll be back on Thursday for that show. So another installment of that show. We're going to try to cut down the hour, cut it down to 1 hour. We're going to try. But sometimes we get to talking because it's a lit panel, you know. That's on Thursday. Then tomorrow is hump day. We'll be back. Now, I'm going to try to do a little earlier than us to doing it so late because I'm trying to cut back on doing all them naps because they ain't good to be napping and stuff. So I want to be in the bed about 10:30. So I couldn't do that if I would have took a nap. I wouldn't have went to bed until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to cut back on that. But thank you all so very much. Don't forget, Vegas is coming up on next month, April 26th through the 28th. See you then. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed.